The sky was a bruised purple, heavy with the threat of a storm, as I screeched into my driveway, the tires of my beat-up sedan spitting gravel. My head throbbed from a brutal week at the office endless spreadsheets, micromanaging bosses, and a coffee machine that spat sludge instead of caffeine. All I wanted was to collapse in my backyard with a cold beer, the stars above, and the quiet hum of my own thoughts. But the moment I stepped out of the car, my heart plummeted. A wall of sound hit my thumping bass, raucous laughter, and the smoky tang of charred meat and cheap liquor. My backyard, my sanctuary, was ablaze with chaos. Strangers swarmed my lawn, their shadows dancing under flickering tiki torches. A DJ booth, God help me, an actual DJ booth squatted near my rose bushes, blasting music that shook the windows. Balloons bobbed mockingly on my fence, and kids I'd never seen were cannonballing into my pool, shrieking like banshees. For a moment, I stood frozen, keys dangling from my hand, trying to make sense of the madness. My yard, the one I'd spent years tending, mowing, planting, sweating over every blade of grass, was now a frat party on steroids. A guy in a garish Hawaiian shirt manned my $800 grill, flipping burgers like he was Bobby Flay. Red Solo cups littered the grass, and someone had propped a folding table on my patio, groaning under a mess of half-eaten nachos and spilled salsa. Then I saw her, Miranda, the neighborhood's self-crowned dictator, HOA president, and my personal nightmare. She stood in the center of it all, a queen holding court, her oversized floral hat bobbing as she laughed with a gaggle of strangers. Her smug grin was brighter than the string lights slung haphazardly over my pergola. Rage surged through me, hot and sharp. I stormed toward her, shoving past a guy balancing a beer pong paddle. "Miranda," I shouted, my voice barely cutting through the music. "What the hell is this?" She turned, her expression a masterclass in fake surprise. "Oh, David, you're home," she chirped, as if she'd just noticed me. "I figured you'd be stuck at work late again." "That doesn't explain why my backyard is a circus," I snapped, gesturing at the chaos. "Why are there strangers in my pool? Why is there a DJ in my garden?" Miranda waved a manicured hand, her drink sloshing. "Oh, relax, David. It's just a little community mixer. The HOA thought it'd be perfect for neighborhood unity. In your yard, well, it's the best spot. Big lawn, nice pool, that fancy patio. You should be flattered." "Flattered?" My voice climbed an octave. "You broke into my property, threw a party, and you think I should be grateful? This is trespassing." She rolled her eyes, sipping her drink with infuriating calm. "Don't be so dramatic. Your property's under HOA jurisdiction, and per our guidelines, we can use designated spaces for communal events. We voted, and your yard won. Honestly, it's not like you even use it much." My fists clenched, nails biting into my palms. Miranda had been a thorn in my side since I moved here, issuing fines for my mailbox being too modern, lecturing me about my hedge height, even complaining that my car's oil leak was aesthetic vandalism. But this was war. I scanned the wreckage, a shattered flower pot, beer bottles rolling in the grass, my hammock sagging under a guy scrolling TikTok like he owned it. "This ends now," I growled. Miranda sighed, as if I were a petulant child. "It's almost over anyway. Grab a drink, join the fun. It's about community, David." I didn't trust myself to respond. I turned, stormed into my house, and slammed the door, the laughter outside mocking me. Inside, I paced, my mind racing. Complaining to the HOA was pointless. Miranda was the HOA. She'd twist the rules, dodge accountability, and probably fine me for unneighborly conduct. As I sank into my couch, staring at the ceiling, a spark of an idea flickered. If Miranda thought my yard was her playground, I'd show her what a real party looked like. Something loud, chaotic, and so gloriously obnoxious she'd choke on her own smugness. The next morning, my backyard was a crime scene. Murky pool water, strewn cups, a broken chair floating in the deep end. I snapped photos, my anger simmering as I emailed a formal complaint to the HOA, knowing it'd vanish into Miranda's black hole of bureaucracy. But as I scrolled through my phone, a friend's joke from months ago resurfaced. If she thinks your yard's public, rent it out for something she'd hate. That's when it hit me. I didn't want a subtle jab. I wanted a sledgehammer. I spent hours online, hunting for the perfect retaliation. Then I found it. The Iron Wolves, a local motorcycle club, needed a venue for their annual rally. My backyard, spacious, private, in the heart of Miranda's pristine suburb, was perfect. I fired off a message, half expecting a brush-off. Instead, their leader, a guy named Tank, called me within the hour. His voice was gravelly, amused. "So, your HOA queen threw a party in your yard, huh? And you want to stick it to her?" "Exactly," I said, grinning. "I want chaos. Legal, no damage, but loud. Unforgettable." Tank laughed, a deep, rumbling sound. "Oh, we can do that. Let's make her cry." We planned the rally for the following Saturday. The Iron Wolves would bring bikes, grills, a punk band, even a tattoo tent. I got permits, noise allowances, everything airtight. If Miranda called the cops, they'd leave empty-handed. As the week progressed, the event snowballed. More bikers signed up, food trucks joined, and a second band offered to play. My quiet revenge was becoming a festival. By Wednesday, Miranda noticed something was up. She cornered me in my driveway, her coffee mug steaming. "I heard you're planning something," she said, eyes narrowing. "Care to share?" "Just a little gathering," I said, feigning innocence. Community bonding. You inspired me." Her smile was tight, suspicious. "It better follow HOA rules, David." "Oh, it's all above board," I said, waving as I walked away. Her unease was delicious. Friday night, the first bikes rolled in, engines roaring like a thunderstorm. Neighbors peeked out, curtains twitching. Miranda stormed over, hands on hips. "What is this? You can't bring these people here." Tank, a mountain of leather and tattoos, stepped forward. "Problem, lady? We're invited. Got permits if you want to see him." Miranda's mouth flapped, but no words came. For once, she was speechless. I handed her a copy of the permits, smiling. "You didn't mind using my yard without asking. What's the issue now?" She sputtered, then fled, her heels clicking furiously. The bikers chuckled, already unloading gear. By Saturday morning, my street was a spectacle. Bikes lined the road, chrome gleaming. Tank's chopper, painted with snarling wolves, took pride of place. Tents sprouted, grills smoked, and the band's soundcheck rattled windows. A banner, Iron Wolves HOA Bash, waved proudly, accidentally or not, staked in Miranda's lawn. She tore it down, shrieking about trespassing, while smartphones recorded her meltdown. Miranda called the cops, as predicted. 2 officers arrived, listened to her tirade, then reviewed my permits. "Everything's legal," one said, shrugging. "Have a nice day." Miranda's face was a mask of fury as she retreated, slamming her door. The rally was glorious. Burgers sizzled, beers flowed, and the punk band shredded. A dunk tank drew cheers, especially when someone tossed a plush HOA clipboard into the water. Neighbors, initially wary, trickled out. Kids got fake tattoos. Teens posed on bikes. Even old Mr. Jenkins, who'd never spoken to me, grabbed a hot dog and laughed. Miranda's blinds stayed shut, her house a silent fortress of defeat. As the sun set, the vibe softened. Bikers lounged on blankets, sharing stories by a fire pit. I sat in my chair, beer in hand, savoring the victory. Miranda had started this, but I'd ended it in my terms. Sunday, the bikers cleaned up, leaving my yard spotless. But Miranda wasn't done. A yellow envelope appeared on my door, an HOA violation notice, listing absurd fines for disruptive signage and unauthorized revelry. I laughed, already dialing my friend Sarah, a property lawyer. She reviewed everything Miranda's party, my rally, the fines, and grinned. She's dug her own grave. Miranda called an emergency HOA meeting at her house, framing me as the neighborhood scourge. But when I arrived, the room buzzed with tension. I presented my case, photos of her party, my permits, neighbors' testimonies about her years of petty tyranny. The crowd turned. A board member asked why Miranda's violations were ignored. Others shared their own stories, fines for ugly birdhouses demands to repaint offensive beige fences. The meeting erupted. A vote of no confidence passed in minutes. Miranda was out, her clipboard useless. Days later, a moving truck idled at her house. She left without a word, sunglasses hiding her eyes. The new HOA president, a laid-back guy named Tom, voided my fines and rewrote the rules to prevent future abuses. My yard was mine again, flowers replanted, pools sparkling, a new camera watching the gate. Then, the final twist, the couple buying Miranda's house, Lena and Marcus, were Iron Wolves members. Over beers, they laughed about the rally, promising a barbecue soon. As I moved in, I sat in my backyard, the stars bright above. Miranda's reign was over. Her kingdom crumbled by a single, roaring act of defiance. I hadn't just one-eyed made this place home. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.